you for the road, huh? There we go. Your next comic, your final comic, is the producer of the show. You've heard her on Netflix as a joke radio. Please welcome to the stage, Bruggere!
Together. I convinced you to show up. I locked you in a room for 2 hours. It's great. It's great. I'm not going to kill you afterwards or anything. No. God, what? You guys are having a good show tonight? It's good? Okay, and most people protested today. That's what I'm hearing, right? It's good? Dude, I was so glad we finally got to protest in like a big way because I've been feeling like it hadn't been working really. You know, like my mom's been going out in Oregon and she's like, we got to do it. And I was like, people in Oregon are always protesting. Like, they'll protest meat up there like it's a problem, you know? And I've been like rage running, you know, every time the news comes out, right? I start rage running, and I was like, man, if this keeps up, I'm gonna have a six-pack by like August. And then I look down, I'm like, oh, I guess fascism's not quite that bad yet. You know, I'm not in as good a shape as I thought I'd be in the first 100 days of his presidency. Damn. I could like, look, if I look like I do CrossFit, next time you see me, it's bad, okay? It's really bad. I was just trying to be more likable. It's a very fit crowd. I'm trying to like, you know, just trying to be cool, you know, because I look like a divorce attorney that would fuck your soon-to-be ex-husband, and nobody in here is single. That's a problem, okay? Kamala Harris and I have the same energy, you know, big prosecutor energy. I love her, God bless her, but holy fuck. It's great. I actually did a lot of work on her campaign leading up to the election, and some woman at the protest came up to me today, and she was like, she saw my shirt because I had a Harris Walsh shirt on. She's like, if we had all voted for her, we'd be at brunch right now. And I was like, that feels personal to me, you know? Like, I did a lot of work for her, okay? Like, can you say that to somebody else that looks like they didn't vote? You know, like, you just... yeah, I don't know, I really relate to Kamala. I love strong women. I think you can tell, like, as soon as I get up here, it's like, when you have big tits, you feel like you can take on the world, okay? Like, I really relate to her. She has great tits. You know, we could have had a president with great tits. Instead, we get a president with yam tits. What are we supposed to do with that? Anyway, so, whatever. I campaigned for her, felt good about it. It didn't work out. But I relate to her actually more now than I ever have because I'm in LA, she's in LA. You know, same. I'm unemployed, she's unemployed. We're both living off of savings at this point. We're really just one bad day away from starting an OnlyFans account, really. Comes down to who do you want to see deep throat more, me or her? Ah, the lady who spent her life in politics? Oh, you guys are sweet people, come on. I pay $7.99 a month just to see it one time. I can say that because I dislocated my jaw on a dick once, so I guarantee you she's better at it than I am. Fine. I don't know, it's tough out here. You know, like sometimes it feels like if you're a liberal, you're just like this weak piece of shit because you've got all these like far-right fucking comedian podcasters that are out there saying stupid shit, you know, and I'm like, I'm gonna go buy a Costco card because they still support DEI. And then we're supposed to feel good about that. This is supposed to feel, so I did it, and it's great, you know, except I live alone. And when you have a Costco card, you live alone, it's like, oh, I'm eating 14 onions a week, you guys. I'm glowing for the wrong reasons. It's insane. It's just, oh my God. And then we have Trump, and like a couple months ago he was doing that thing where he was selling the gold card, the immigration gold card. What the fuck is this? He's selling for $5 million you can stay in the country. I'm quite certain that Donald Trump doesn't know how much $5 million is, so it's just like funny all the way around. I'm like, this guy peddles things the way that like fourth graders peddle things at school, like when they're trying, like I used to like make beaded lizard keychains and go to the skate park in fourth grade, and I was like, hey, for 75 cents, if you buy this, I'll show you my tits. It's the exact same thing Trump is doing. It's just like, dude, like, grow up. I don't know, I don't know, I come from like sort of a political family, and so it's funny that I ended up in comedy because there was a time where I really saw a political future for myself because my dad ran for United States Senate in 1996. Yeah, long time ago. He ran in Oregon as a Democrat. Thank you. Yeah, he was running when Clinton was running for re-election. It was an exciting time, but it was weird because back then campaigns were so different. You know, like people didn't like slander each other like they do now and everything. He was running against a Mormon guy in Oregon named Gordon Smith. Anybody know Gordon Smith? No, it'd be so funny if you're like, yeah, we fucking know him. We know this Mormon guy, Gordon. Where's he at? And so I went to school with a lot of Mormon kids growing up, and I didn't want my dad to win the election. I was like 8 years old. I didn't want him to win, and so I would like go around telling people that I didn't want him to win. But then what I didn't know was all the Mormon kids would come up to me and they go, well, just so you know, my dad isn't voting for your dad. I was like, fucking cool. How do I join the church? You guys? Like, I will wear the underwear. I'll do the whole thing. And then the election results came out, and my dad lost the election. Let me tell you, it feels good to rig an election, if I'm being honest with you. You know, I see where Trump is coming from. That's the one issue. I'm like, yeah, we could do that again. That's fine. It's funny, though, because there's all these things that happen when you run for office. There's all this crazy stuff you have to do. And so when my dad was running for office, he loves to tell me these stories. And he goes, you know, I used to have to shake hands with people outside of movie theaters. I was like, people don't even go to movie theaters anymore. That's crazy. And so he said one time he went and he's standing outside of movie theaters, like Twister had just come out. And so people are in there like getting tossed around. And he comes out and he's like, hey, my name's Tom Bruggere and I would love your vote in November. And this guy hit my dad's hand out of the way. He goes, I wouldn't vote for you if you were the last man on earth. And without skipping a beat, my dad goes, well, if I was the last man on earth, I wouldn't need your vote. No fucking wonder you lost, Dad. Like, this guy just saw a natural disaster on the big screen, and this is what you tell when he comes out? It's insane. And then, you know, you get to meet the people at the top of your ticket when you're running for office. So Clinton was running that year, so like I got to meet Bill, I got to meet Hillary and Al and Tipper when they were still married, and so my parents went to this like fundraising dinner. And both my parents were there, but only my dad was seated at Bill Clinton's table. There were no other women seated at the table. Hillary wasn't there, nothing. And so my dad taps on Secret Service's shoulder, because he's a nosy bitch, my dad. And he's like, hey, how come there's no women at this table? Like, is everything cool? And the Secret Service goes, oh, no, mind your business, sir. There are no women allowed to be seated next to the president under any circumstances whatsoever. At all. This is before Monica Lewinsky, you guys. Okay, you think it's hard to keep Joe Biden alive? Try keeping pussy away from Bill Clinton. An applause break for a 90s joke. I love it, okay? We are so bad. We are so bad. This is crazy. I think about this a lot, for better or for worse. I don't know, you're gonna judge me, so we'll see how this goes. I think that if my dad had won the election, he would have been a great senator, okay? Like, he is such a good person. But I know that he would have been invited to Epstein's Island. Everybody was, okay? Like, and he's a cool guy, and like, he and Bill would have been good friends. Like, he probably would have been friends with Epstein. They would have been going to all the things. And I know he would have said yes to the invitation, not because he's a pedophile. I want to be very clear about this, because he knows I do this joke, and he's like, what the fuck, Maria? My dad is not a pedophile, but he does love an island vacation. He's a great golfer, he loves a Mai Tai. If you tell him he can get a massage while he's there, he's not going to say no. Okay? So I think some of the people that went there might be innocent, I don't know. Probably not, but you know, there's got to be one guy that would have been like my dad, you know. It wasn't Bill Gates, it wasn't Bill Clinton, it wasn't Donald Trump, might have been my dad. When he dies, I hope I get to see the flight logs. Just to make sure, you know, like it could have been a consolation prize, like, hey Tom, sorry you lost the election, but we got a nice vacation for you. God, what a downer that would be. I don't know. The protesting is cool. I feel very good about it. I did the Women's March back in 2017. I think this is bigger than the Women's March. I think we're gonna have even bigger ones in the future. I have one I wanna add to the agenda. Okay, hear me out. There's an orgasm gap in this country that I am really worried about. Okay, between the straights, the gays haven't figured out. That's why there's a parade, you know? Like, they're not marching for civil rights, okay? They're marching for orgasms and orgasms only, all right? But there's an orgasm gap between the straights, the guys, you have no idea. You're like, I came 5 times in the shower today. Like, what are you talking about? Too real? Okay. Yeah, and women are like, yeah, we could do that. You know, we could have a chant, right? What do we want? Orgasms. When do we want them?
Now. See?
Or like in 45 minutes, right? That would work too, you know? As long as it takes, we can wait. I mean, honestly, you know, I'll do it myself. It's fine. I don't know. Because we're trying to make like $1 out of 83 cents. That's the pay gap, I think. It might have gone down, to be honest with you. We're trying to make $1 out of 83 cents and an orgasm out of some guy going, hey, is that your clit? Can I get it, babe? Like, no, bitch, that's my hemorrhoid. Well, what, you guys don't have hemorrhoids? You all look old enough to have them, okay? You all have at least one, okay? Depending on the day, depending on what you ate. Okay, anyways. I don't know, we're on the brink of a revolution. We are. And I've been brainstorming names, because I'm a writer. I'm like a, you know, I like to be cool. I want to make things cool, because if we don't make it cool, this revolution, nobody on TikTok's gonna come, okay? Like, we're not flossing our way to freedom again. I can't floss. See, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know. But I've been brainstorming some names, so I'm gonna run them by you. I just want to preface this by saying, though, that we're in Hollywood, so I do this the Hollywood way, right? And Hollywood loves a sequel, they love a remake. We are here to meet the moment, okay? Okay. All right, the ideas are, these are the names. American Revolution, Infinity War. It's pretty good, okay. Let me do another one. American Revolution, The Two Towers. Oh, we already had that one. Oh, no. I didn't write it, somebody else did. American Revolution Turbocharged. I think that's a good one. Anybody see where I'm going with this? Two American, Two Revolution. There we go. I knew you guys would get it. My favorite. No Fast and Furious fans in the room at all? American Revolution Fascist Drift. That doesn't get you hard as fuck. Finally, I get this guy to laugh out loud. I love it. He's been going my whole set. I'm like, I'm gonna get you, bro. I am gonna get you. Oh my god. You guys want to hear a couple more? I'll do a couple more and then we'll get out of here. I mentioned at the beginning I said I had big tits. You already figured that out before. I didn't really have to say anything, to be honest with you. But you do feel really I'm such a powerful person because I have big boobs. Okay? I feel like when I walk down the street, I'm like, I could beat the shit out of anybody right now. And I'm 5'8". Like, I work out when I feel like it. You know, like, I can't beat the shit out, but I feel like I can. Because I enter the world tits first every day. And when you live in America, there's a power with that. That flat-chested women will just never understand. Okay, all right. But I was too powerful, okay? I was a little too powerful. I had a breast reduction like 6 years ago. Yeah, I had to give some of the power back. I had to do it. I had to donate it to Kim Kardashian, it's fine. She kind of took advantage of it, if I'm being honest, like $1 billion. Okay, I was a 34 double G before the surgery. Yeah, men in the room didn't even know the alphabet went that high. I got a D here, we're good to go, you know? You looked at her like you had no idea.
She actually said something, so I looked at her because she was speaking to me.
Okay, but do you know that bras went that high? Yeah, see? Man, it's like you come here and you're enlightened. You know, it's just great. Yeah, it's 34, so I'm like a 34 double D. Like, they're still big, but they're like manageable. You know, it's like when your kids grow up, it's like they're manageable. And I told a lot of people I was having surgery, you know, like I did a lot of research on it. I actually read that they're breeding chickens in the United States to have such large breasts that they can no longer stand up. I was like, I've never related more to a chicken in my entire life. I might just go vegan now. Oh my God. I told, like, my surgeon took one look at him and she was like, oh God, we will do the best that we can. I can't make it. And I had the surgery on September 11th, you know? I was like, just bring the towers down, bitch. Like, not 2001, like the 20th anniversary, September 11th. Never forget, okay? My tits or the towers. Great. The country is healing, I think you can tell. I told a lot of my guy friends that I was having surgery, because I was open about it, and even my mom, she's like, are you sure you want to tell everybody? I was like, I want everyone to know, because I'm going to be so fucking happy after this. And so I told my guy friend, I told my male coworkers, and they were like, oh, why would you do that to me? Yeah. I was like, what? I was like, why would you do that to me? And I was like, why are you getting emotional right now? Am I gonna cry about this? I was like, it just hurts my feelings. I was like, oh, now men have feelings when I lose my boob? I was like, think about it this way, dude. If you had a 10-pound dick, you would cut half of it off too. Wouldn't you? Would you cut off a 10-pound dick? You would? Final answer? Seriously, you would. 10 pounds is a lot.
Yeah, you got back problems.
Yeah, you would absolutely have back, but you would cut it off? 100%.
Make it smaller.
You would make it small. Yeah, you would cut half of it off, so it'd still be 5 pounds or whatever. You know how much your dick probably weighs right now? Like a third of a pound. You're like, I think it was 5 pounds. 10 pounds too much, 5 pounds, okay. If you would cut off a 10-pound dick, you're a pussy, okay? That's all. Yeah, you see those guys in the military, they all have 10-pound dicks, so that's why they have a parade. No, would anybody in here, like, keep it? Is there something we should know about your life? What do you mean I've been wandering around with this thing for years? Would you keep it? You've lived a long life. I mean, it would be interesting. Do you think any woman would be like, 10-pound dick? Nice. No. That's a good answer. I did a show recently, and there was a guy who was like, I would keep it. I would sacrifice my legs to keep it.